Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about one of my cars, which is actually a van, a 1994 GMC Safari that I bought about a year ago at the estate auction. We will see if it is possible to buy a car for less than $1,000 and make it more than 750 miles across the Midwest. Enjoy. First, let's quickly talk about the estate auction in case you're joining us from the outside of the United States or you're simply not familiar with the process. Estate auctions and estate sales are used in order to settle the estate or basically to dispose the assets of a person who recently died, and basically we're trying to figure out the inheritance, right? So assets are sold, we get the cash. Cash is way easier to distribute. In more pleasant situation, if the family decides, for instance, to downsize and move to a smaller location and want to get rid of some of their assets, they will be also called an estate sale or an estate auction. Estate auctions, especially during the pandemic, got a new boom. There are more and more auction houses that are moving towards digital sales, allowing bidders from across the country and even some cases outside of the country to participate and obviously bid on the items. I actually used estate auctions in the past before I bought this van to, buy some furniture, or I saw some collectibles that I was interested in. I was never lucky enough to score a car, but I was always fascinated about this idea. You read the stories on Facebook or in the specifically groups that talk about older vehicles, obscure, underappreciated, older cars. And it's like, I bought this Lincoln Town car for $1,000 and it has only 70,000 miles. So naturally I wanted to try my luck, but for an extended period of time, any bid that I would set would be always overbid by quite a huge margin. So when I saw this lot, I was like, well, there were, I think, about 8 cars for sale with that auction. So I made a bid on this van. Maybe natural asking why. Well, first of all, I always thought that conversion vans are really cool, and it's very specific to North America. Nowhere else in the world we do have a concept of conversion vans, right? We do have campers, but it's a whole different breed of the whole different animal. This is like a luxurious vehicle in a way, right? A family luxurious vehicle. You have TVs in there, very comfortable chairs. Anyway, that seemed like a really cool idea. And it did seem like it has been sitting for a while. And as I found out later, it was sitting for, I think, at least 2 or 3 years at the time of the purchase. Well, anyway, I saw the bid, which was maximum bid of $1,000. Again, for those of you who don't know how it works, kind of similar to eBay or any other auction. Basically, the system bids for you until the maximum bid is reached. And obviously, with every single bid that is placed, there is like a small step applied. For instance, like $5, $10, $100. Depends on what auction rules, what auction house rules are there. So I set the bid and I forgot about that auction until I got an email saying, hey, the auction ends in 2 hours and you are right now the winning bidder. And I'm like, oh, wow. So I forgot about it. I then had about an hour and a half, 2 hours of very stressful watching, and the bid was not moving. I got this van for $940. Well, with the auction fee, it was about $987, but still, this is less than $1,000. So what I know about the van at the time was the 4 pictures listed on the auction site in the description. In the description, I know that the car runs but needs a jump, which, okay, makes sense, right? It's an older vehicle, was sitting for some time. Later with communication with an auction house, I found out that the car stops, so the brakes work, and it even has the AC. I'm like, okay, well, that's awesome. And then I realized that the car is actually in Kansas. I was so excited about this van, and when I saw it, I was like, well, I just gotta place the bid, and I did not realize it was not in Ohio, and more important, there's not even a city, Topeka in Ohio, I think. So anyway, Topeka, Kansas is where I need to pick up the car, and I'm based in the Columbus, Ohio area. Next several weeks involved settling the title site. That's where I find out that rules across the states in the United States when it comes to title transfer differ quite a bit. Kansas, the estate or the owner of the vehicle had to just simply sign the title and mail it to me. In Ohio, in order to get a vehicle from a private party, you need it notarized. So I need to get the title notarized, and that was the first problem because estate settlement was with the son of the owners of this van, who actually was based in Washington State. The car's in Kansas. There were just a few weeks figuring out, notarizing, mailing it back and forth, and finally I got it with a huge pile of keys that all said GMC Safari on them. just as like a small tag. So naturally comes the next step, which is how do I get this van? And you can fly, I believe, to Kansas City from Columbus directly, but then you got to rent a car, drive it to Topeka, Kansas, get the van, return the car, get in the van, and drive it. Risky business, given that the car has been sitting for 3 years, but nevertheless, it's a possibility. The other one is simply just to drive, and it's a 12-hour drive. Taking my crew, we head out to Topeka, Kansas, a 12-hour trip. So we head out on Saturday, and we get there around, actually, well, 1 a.m. Sunday morning and 9 a.m. the next day, using just the address. Again, I have the keys, I have the temp tags that I managed to obtain through the Ohio BMV. I have the temp tags, and we arrived to see the van. The van from the outside looks more or less the same as what it looked like in the pictures, covered in twigs, leaves, and other gunk. It took some time to find the keys that worked, but once we got in, the first thing I noticed was the terrible smell. So I think the seals, either the window, I think the door, one of the doors was not fully closed, so the water got in. The seals by itself, especially in the trunk, was completely destroyed, so all that water was sitting there, marinating. There was definitely some sort of life starting in that car. Anyway, we tried to find how to open the hood. There was this kind of like you gotta pull it. It was pretty weird. I haven't seen anything like that at that time. So you gotta pull this little lever out there. It's almost like a string. The hood pops up, we open it up, there's a battery in there, connected using the jump cables to my Jeep. Try to start the car, but no luck. Basically, the car would die every time we're trying to start the car, which means we need to go to a nearby shop and try to get the battery. Let's give it a shot. Thankfully, on Sunday, shops are open. We'll get the battery, we get also a couple of bottles of coolant, as well as the seat cover, because the seats were so disgusting. We get in, replace the battery, the car starts immediately, and I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. AC, I turned on immediately the AC, which was a big mistake. I don't think there was much mold in the car. Well, there was some mold in the car, okay. I was worried that I didn't want to breathe it in. So after we start the car, the first thing we do, we actually go to the car wash. So, quick update. So what's gonna happen now, we're gonna take it to the car wash, get at least the top layer of all the gunk on and off. And then if it's not gonna help, I did rent the carpet cleaner from the Home Depot. We're gonna try to clean at least this again a little bit before we head out, because I don't want to be sitting in this moldy smell for the next 11-12 hours or whatever it takes. Was passing the car wash. They do even interior checks, interior cleaning, so decided to go for the full package and really don't want to deal with all the dirt in the car. Hopefully they're going to get a big chunk of it out. The van immediately started looking a bit better. They tried to vacuum, do their best, but nevertheless the smell was still there, so I got a KN95 mask just so that I don't breathe whatever is in the car, and we have a joy of going across the Midwest for the next 12 hours. So we're getting ready to head out. Let's wish me luck and hope that we can make it there, well, at some point, without any major breakdowns.
roughly halfway in, about 6 hours to go. Stopped by to get some food and to get some gas. The car is still going. We had taken a detour because there is an accident on I-70, so that gave us an extra hour, unfortunately. But yeah, so unfortunately I'll have to drive for a little bit during the dark. We'll see how that goes.
The van came with about 3/4 of a tank, which is, I think the full tank is about 25 gallons, maybe 27. Kind of nice cash back, so you know, kind of evened out the battery. Still the car under $1,000.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, next day I arrived at 4 a.m. in the morning, so I didn't really get a chance to record anything. I was too tired and I was really exhausted. Anyway, so in this video I'm going to just show you what is the condition of the Safari before we do anything to it. All right, so the first thing, the door handles probably need some lubrication and maybe just cleaning. I mean, overall the car needs very deep cleaning, as you can see. I don't know if I can get this one out. It's already yellowish, maybe. If you have any suggestions what approach it with, I'm very, very much open. As you can see, the wooden trim has suffered some beating. Probably sun, possibly water damage. I mean, the seals in this car are terrible. I'm going to show you the back and the trunk, and you will see that there was water intrusion there at some point. Again, the door panels need cleaning. They are super nice though. The only seat damage that I've seen so far is on the driver's side, which is not surprising. Right here up front, it's not like, I mean, it's not too bad, possibly could be fixed. In terms of the interior, it does really need deep cleaning once again. So we have the 3 regulators right here, the rear. Let me try to put it maybe like this. Yeah, there you go. So we have a defrost, we have the rear hatch release, and we have rear wipers. They all work. The dash here is digital. So you can see the dash has digital gas gauge, battery. We do have also temperature and obviously the oil pressure. And top of the speedometer. Actual speedometer could be converted into kilometers if we want. So it has 195,000 kilometers on the odometer, or 121,000 miles. We started with about 120 plus. Again, everything needs cleaning. Cruise doesn't work. Cruise doesn't work on this thing, or well, it works until you get up to the up the hill, and then the car slows down. The center console, all the wood paneling needs to be refinished. We have some sort of a glove compartment right here. It is again very dirty, otherwise it's not bad. Needs refinishing on this wonderful cooler, again just on the top, and a lot of cleaning, We do have cup holders right here. Cup holders here look not very presentably. On that side, kind of the same situation with everything. We do have a vintage phone holder right here. So if you have any old phone you want to donate to the channel, or you just want to sell something, message me on Instagram. The rear view mirror is intact, even though it fell at some point, so we're keeping it for now. We'll need to re-glue it. Like I said, the seats are in a fairly decent shape. The roof is fine too. I don't know if the stereo works. I didn't get the chance to catch the channel. I was really driving really fast to get back to Ohio. So we'll have to figure that one out later. So let's go back. I'm going to show you the rear of the car. But yeah, let's first actually stop and check the engine bay. So I didn't realize how you open up the hood. It's right here. Takes a bit of effort, but we can get it done. Has this really questionable hood scoop, or I don't know, bug deflector, I think it's called. So AC works. I don't see anything immediately wrong with it. The battery looks like, I replaced the battery tray is gone. So like every other door, it sticks a bit, but now I think it's a bit better than it was. So inside is actually in a pretty good shape. The seats, I don't see much damage to them right here. Just a lot of cleaning. That rear panel, let me zoom in to show you. That panel right here, as you can see, is in pretty good shape. Again, just needs to be unscrewed, maybe polished a little bit. Has the rear sofa couch right there. Has the rear sofa controls, also has the headphones. So, and it also has TV jacks. So I wonder if there was a TV here at some point, or you can connect it. So we'll have to look in there. It also has a freaking vacuum in here. That is a brand new thing. Never saw anything like that. The rear actually looks very, very in a very good shape. So that will have to be cleaned. Probably take all the seats out and enjoy the beauty of cleaning. But all those lights, so first of all, you probably see the blinds, and on top of the blinds you can see those like lights. They actually work. You can turn them on through that panel right there, and you can see how it is done right now. But yeah, it looks very comfortable, and I'm very happy about it. I really hope it's not very crusty underneath. Talking about rust, actually, the only spot I saw so far on this van is right here. There it is. Otherwise, everything is underneath. I don't know how much you can see. There's a little bit right there in the fender, a little bit right there. The frame looks okay-ish from this angle. But you start looking a bit deeper, I mean, there is a little bit of damage to the plastic right here. It's not as bad as on this side. Let me show you where I found it. So the worst part I see is right there, and I already said the battery tray is gone. It does need new tires. They're mismatched fronts and rears, and those ones, I'm honestly surprised I made it without any accident. I do need new tires. But look all right, let's look at the trunk. Oh no, I think I closed it. That's fine. I'm gonna show you how the rear latch works. Latch release. There we go. And open up. And then we have the barn doors kind of scenario. So first thing, that is a clothing rack, which is, I think, really cool. Never saw anything like that. It does have the first aid kit section. The damage, as I said, the seals are not in a very good shape. This is so far the worst. Look at that. It definitely needs to be taken apart, cleaned, resurfaced, refinished. You can control the sofa from here too. So first of all, you can change the slope of the angle of the rear cushion, and you can move the whole seat. As you can see right now, it's moving. So yeah, quite a lot of cool stuff in here. The seals are, you can still find them. You can also get generic ones. I really prefer not to deal with that, but I guess I have to. I mean, I don't want to have any water damage anymore. The steel products, the company, Steel Rubber, I think it's called, they're quite pricey, so I might have to go with generic. I'm sure I'm gonna pay for that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's not as too bad of a shape, but yeah, if you have any suggestions, recommendation on the restoration of the beast. Yeah, the rear bumper is crusty too. Oh yeah, and last thing, it has a freaking bug nets, mosquito nets, or how you call them, bug screens. There you go.
So here we are. This is the van. It actually is slowly being cleaned up. Please don't pay attention to the bird poop on it. It's just literally happened within the 15 minutes I pulled the van out. So the interior is already stripped apart. And in the next video, I'm going to tell you about what was the mechanical condition of the thing once I brought it to my friend's Tom, who has a small shop here in Columbus area. I need your comments, your likes, and of course subscription, because I would like this channel to grow, because I think it's a pretty exciting journey we're facing with Safari, who we nicknamed as Toto since he came from Kansas. Pretty obvious choice, I know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Tune in for the next episodes. Bye.